missing one. Oh, there she is. Okay, good morning, everybody. I call the August 26, 2025 meeting of the DuPage County Board to order. I invite everyone to stand and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. Member Rutledge, will you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I now invite Reverend Mandy Heisinger from DuPage Unitarian Universalist Church of Naperville to lead us in the invocation.
Good morning. Please join me in a moment of invocation. Spirit of love and light, as these leaders do the work of the people for our county, may they be guided with wisdom, with compassion, and kindness. May these leaders make just decisions that work for all people. May these leaders be guided by love, not an anemic, fickle love, but the love that requires us to speak truth in righteousness, to care for those most marginalized, the love that will move mountains for those who are at risk and who suffer. May this love hold humanity and the care for our planet at the center of these leaders' decision-making today and every day. Amen.
Mr. Deputy Clerk, please take the roll.
Member Cahill. Here. Member Childress. Yes. Member Covert. Here. Member Dessart. Here. Member Eckhoff. Here. Member Evans. Here. Member Galassi. Here. Member Garcia.
Here.
Member Heather. Here. Member Honig. Here. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Here. Member Ozog. Here. Member Rutledge. Here. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Here.
And Member Zay.
Okay, this morning we have a proclamation celebrating Workforce Development Month. I'd like to invite Member Yu, Lisa Shavak, as well as some WorkNet staff to the podium. Okay, this morning our colleagues from WorkNet DuPage join us to celebrate National Workforce Development Month. The primary objective of WorkNet is to connect job seekers with the resources, job search strategies, and job skills needed for employment in high-demand areas of our local economy. By accomplishing this, they strengthen the local workforce and business communities. They also empower DuPage clients in their search for meaningful careers and economic stability. I'll read our proclamation and then ask Member Yu and Lisa and our guests to say a few words. Whereas, investment in the education, training, and career advancement of DuPage County's workforce is critical to the ability of the county and state to compete in a global economy and to achieve economic equity. And whereas DuPage County seeks workers within demand skills to meet the needs of businesses and communities. And whereas aligning the workforce with employer needs and preparing job seekers to enter family-sustaining employment are among the strategies to address employment and economic disparities. Whereas DuPage County's WorkNet division and its partners help job seekers identify their interests and skills and assist them in developing a job search strategy leading to fulfilling employment. And whereas DuPage County's Workforce Development Board prioritizes collaboration among industry partners, workforce development entities, educational institutions, labor unions, and community-based organizations, which is critical to preparing a workforce to meet the labor needs. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Deborah A. Conroy, Chair of the DuPage County Board, and members of the DuPage County Board, do hereby recognize the month of September as Workforce Development Month in DuPage County and express our sincere appreciation for our Workforce Development Board and WorkNet DuPage for their service to DuPage County employers, job seekers, and residents. Motion, second. All in favor? Motion carries. Approved this 26th day of August 2025 in Wheaton, Illinois.
I am so grateful to Lisa and her entire team at WorkNet DuPage who are here present and who are not present back at the office. just for the work that you do. It is truly transformative. You are equipping residents with skills and opportunities, and you're uplifting them from unemployment and underemployment, and you're really bringing lasting change, not only to families, but also to our local economy. So I'm so glad to be honoring you guys today with this proclamation. Thank you, Chair Conroy. Thank you, guys.
Good morning, and thank you so much for this proclamation. It is an honor to me, to my team. You know, I prepared some remarks, but they said so many, they really summarized that very succinctly and really nailed it. But as you guys know, I'm Lisa Shavak. I'm the Executive Director at WorkNet DuPage. I've been an employee of this county for over 23 years in the Workforce Development Division, and I feel like it's one of the least understood divisions within the county. The term workforce development is not as obvious as some of the other departments. But I want you all to know, and why I selected these individuals to come here today. This is our team of career counselors at WorkNet DuPage. They don't make it over here often. They're usually over there serving people. But the work that they do is really the lifeblood of all of the services that go out to all the residents of DuPage County that we work with. At any given time, they're serving between 350 and 400 people in long-term intensive employment case management and services. And the compassion and the dignity and the patience and just the quality of service, I really feel like is unparalleled in this state. I wanted to make one other remark that, as you guys know, we administer the federally funded Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act programs. We all know some of the things that have been going on with federal funding. These dollars are a critical investment in not only the business community, but also the lives of individuals across the country that benefit from these services. And we're very happy that it's sounding like our funding is going to be secure for this upcoming year, so that's great news for all of us and the community. Again, thank you, Chair Conroy and the County Board for this proclamation. Okay. I would like to invite Member Tonatore and Adam Forker to the podium. Over the past few weeks, you've probably seen Sam, Adam, Lori Carnahan, and me in the media promoting the new Crisis Recovery Center. In every interview, we've talked about the profound difference this board's investment will make in the lives of people struggling with mental health and addiction crises. I want the public to know that each of you reflected on your own experiences, those of your friends and neighbors, and then you acted. You directed precious resources, creating a new public health care model that will change lives for decades to come. The fact that you have joined us in talking about mental health, to break down stigma, to invest in solutions, and to lead the way in our community as champions for better health deserves recognition. At least that's what I think. I'm pretty sure Adam Forker, Executive Director of our DuPage County Health Department, and Board of Health President Sam Tonatore are here today because they also believe your investment in the CRC was essential to your partnership, and your partnership is much appreciated. Truly, this is something we did together. Thank you. Adam and Sam.
Thank you so much. And I should, before I start, Lori was supposed to be here. Her daughter had a gym class incident. I think there's stitches involved. She's okay, but there's stitches involved, so that's where she is. Priorities. She's here in spirit. But as we prepare to open the doors of the Crisis Recovery Center next week, it really is an honor for me to present these awards in recognition of your support in making it actually happen. We know the center represents a bold step forward in how we respond to behavioral health crises in our community, providing immediate and compassionate compassionate care to those who need it most. So this initiative reflects our deep commitment to serving the community, meeting the needs of our residents, and improving lives. It's the kind of work that strengthens our county and helps ensure we remain one of the healthiest in the nation. So thanks to the leadership of the County Board and the Board of Health, including significant financial investments, we now have a place where individuals in crisis can turn for help. I'm incredibly proud to work alongside leaders who understand these needs and have taken decisive action to address the gaps in care. Special thanks to Chair Conroy, whose vision, advocacy, and leadership since at least 2019, but I believe longer, have been instrumental in this process. And to Sam Tornatore, the President of the Board of Health, for his tireless efforts to bring this project to life. So once again, thanks to each of you, for it is your support that made this possible. Today's awards are a small recognition of the big impact that you've made for our residents, for our future, and for a healthier DuPage County. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Chair. Thank you all. On behalf of the Board of the Health Department, thanks to this board, thanks to Chair Conroy, to Adam, to Lori, to the vision of White and Company and Jason for what they did to make that building what it is today. Tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people over our lifetimes and lifetimes to come are going to be helped as a result of what we see over there. This is a vision for many, a dream for many, and it belongs to us, and that's where it ought to be. And I couldn't be more proud of it and more proud of what we've done. Thank you so much.
Okay. Now I'd like to invite Member Sheila Rutledge to the podium. Jim asked if he could give this speech, and I said no. So you're welcome. This is very bittersweet for me. This morning, rather than focusing on the fact that Sheila Rutledge is departing as a DuPage County Board member, I choose to focus on how grateful I am for her service, how diligently she listens and represents her constituents, and how proud I am that she will continue to work for our community as a Winfield Township Supervisor. Sheila has been an active, thoughtful member of the board, a passionate environmental committee chair, and a compassionate voice for those in need. We could not have asked for more. Sheila, on behalf of the county board, please accept this plaque commemorating your faithful service as a county board member. We thank you for your friendship, and we look forward to working with you in your capacity as Township Supervisor.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to take advantage a little bit here. So standing here today, I feel both grateful and overwhelmed. When I first was elected, it was a time of deep personal loss. My husband of 33 years passed away unexpectedly while I was first campaigning. Many people thought I might step aside, but instead this new role gave me something I desperately needed: a purpose, a way forward, and a chance to build a new life that my circumstances demanded. For that, I'll always be grateful. Over these years, I've had the privilege of working alongside so many dedicated colleagues and staff. Together, we've accomplished things that may not always make headlines, but they matter to the people of DuPage County. We brought solar energy to our county buildings. We updated building codes to help address housing needs so that DuPage remains not just a place to live, but a place where people can build a future. And we recycled countless campaign signs. We loosened regulations on hens and beekeeping, which means I may go down in history as the chicken lady of the DuPage County Board. But you know what, I'll take that. With the help of federal government funds during COVID, we were entrusted with significant grant funds, and we put them to work. From supporting small businesses to strengthening local services to helping our residents weather an incredibly difficult storm, we showed that county government could step up in a time of crisis and deliver. I'm incredibly proud of how we used those resources to lift up our community when it mattered most. None of this happened alone. Our dedicated staff have been the backbone of everything we've done. You're the ones who take our ideas, polish them, and somehow make us board members look like we know what we're doing. Thanks for all of your patience, your professionalism, and occasionally rescuing us from our own, sometimes crazy ideas. To my fellow board members, thank you for the spirited debates, the collaborations, and even the times we agreed to disagree, because that's how good policy gets made. And to the residents of DuPage County, thank you for trusting me to represent you. I'll always be grateful for the opportunity and your faith in and support of me, especially during such a difficult personal chapter, gave me the strength to move forward. This role has been more than public service. It's been inspiring, healing, and deeply rewarding. I look forward to continuing to serve our community in new ways at the township, and I'll always carry with me the lessons and friendships I've gained here. Thanks for your trust, the laughter, the teamwork, and yes, even the chickens. Serving on this county board for almost 7 years has truly been one of the greatest honors of my life, and I thank you. Oh, photo op.
On the matter of public comment, according to our county board rules, members of the public shall be afforded time to address the board. Individual remarks shall not exceed 3 minutes in length, nor shall the total time provided for all remarks exceed 30 minutes. Our state's attorney will call the names of those who have signed up to speak.
Mark Huffman.
Good morning. My name is Mark Huffman. I'm a resident of DuPage County. I've attended all of the Housing Solutions Subcommittee hearings since March of 2023. As part of that process, the county commissioned an analysis of the county. One of the conclusions of that analysis was 12,000 more houses were needed. During the March 11th board meeting this year, presentations were made on how to alleviate this shortfall. Among them were more affordable homeownership opportunity given by Grounded Solutions, and the county staff recommended that the county create a land bank and make zoning reforms, which are both positive steps in the right direction. However, they're only first steps. During the 2.5 years since the ad hoc subcommittee for housing solutions was created, no additional houses have been, affordable houses have been built as a result of the county's work. That can be improved upon. During the question and answer portion of the ad hoc committee's August 22nd meeting, a board member asked Mr. Rob Getz of Pulte Homes what their profit margins were on their homes. Mr. Getz said he couldn't publicly speak to the profit margins, but then gave the formula to compute the profit itself. Mr. Getz said sales price less building cost, less land cost, less land development cost, less fees would equal the profit. Using the data of the Naperville Pulte Polo Club project, they are making $100,000 on each of their homes. They're obtainable homes. I believe there's a methodology that could produce these 1,700 square foot homes for half of that price. We would like to present that methodology to the board. However, I've been unable to get a response to my multiple requests. I want to thank you for your time and attention.
Jesse Gutierrez.
Morning. Jesse Gutierrez from West Chicago. Today, I have nothing bad to say about the Republicans. They made their deal with the devil, and they will have to live with it. They made their porta potty, and they will have to sit in it now. No, today I am here to personally thank Sheila Rutledge for her time on the board and to wish Melissa Martinez all the luck in the world as her new position as the new Sheila. I'm sure that to serve on the board can be at times a thankless position, and to serve for the last 7 years is a testament to her strength and fortitude. I've gotten to know her in the last year, and she has earned my respect and admiration. I value her opinion, and she has earned my trust as I navigate the shark-infested waters that is politics. I know that she will serve the people of Winfield Township well in her new position as supervisor. I know I'm not saying anything that hasn't already been said, but Sheila, thank you and God bless.
Okay, if the board has received public comment via our online portal, per board policy, those comments were provided to members yesterday, so they can be reviewed. Comments submitted electronically will be included in the minutes of this meeting. Okay. When you seek a definition of the word security, the terms safety, sanctuary, haven, and safekeeping come up. When I think of security, I simply think of Keith Briggs. Campus Security Chief Keith Briggs and his team faithfully serve the public on our county meeting days and every day. They keep us all safe, both here in the building and at public events. This is Keith's last DuPage County Board meeting. Next month, he begins a new chapter as he retires after a long career in law enforcement and here at the county. Keith has literally been at my side from the moment I was inaugurated, providing a strong sense of safety, which was and is enormously reassuring. When we see events go off smoothly, without disruption or problems, know that Keith has been awake in the middle of the night for weeks, planning, troubleshooting, and anticipating every scenario to protect us against. The man deserves some sleep. I hope you will join me as we send Keith off in style after this meeting in room 3500A And Keith, thank you for having my back, for words of assurance, and for cracking a joke when I needed it. You're one of a kind, and I'm so grateful for your outstanding contribution to our county. Thank you. Okay, on to the consent agenda. I seek a motion to approve the consent agenda items. Okay. 25, 2030, DuPage County Board, regular meeting minutes, Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. 25, 1916, 8, 8, 2025, auto debit pay list. 25, 1928, 8, 8, 2025 pay list. 25, 1963, 8, 12, 2025 pay list. 25, 1969, 8, 13, 2025 Public Works refunds pay list. 25, 2004, 8, 15, 2025 pay list. 25, 2025, 8, 19, 2025 pay list. 25, 19, 26, 8, 7, 2025 Corville wire transfer. 25, 1941, 18, 12, 2025 IDOR wire transfer. 25, 1933 County Recorder monthly revenue statement, July 2025. 25, 2049 Treasurer's monthly report of investments and deposits, July 2025. 25, 2028 change orders to various contracts as specified in the packet. All in favor? On to County Board and Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on CBR 6325, the appointment of Patty Guston to the DuPage County Board of Review.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Childress.
Yes.
Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Ozog. Member Rutledge. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. And Member Cahill.
Okay, Vice Chair Childress.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on 6425, the appointment of Yolanda Triskovska. Hope I said that right. I've been practicing.
Leave is granted. Vice
To
Chair
the
Childress.
expanded Board of Review.
Okay.
I'd like to move on CBR 6625, resolution approving the member initiative program agreements.
Leave is granted. Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'd like to move on 25-2000, request for the approval of an amended county board committee assignments for 2025-26.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, Finance and Member Garcia.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. I'm going to reiterate what I said in the finance meeting, since you weren't there and I wanted you to hear it. No, just kidding.
Always appreciated, but I was watching.
I know. As you know, fiscal year 26 budget submissions were due on June 27th, and nothing was received from the county clerk. On July 1st, the clerk sent their version of a budget to the county board office rather than submitting it through OpenGov as instructed. Their submission was a combination of the clerk's general fund budgets with 3 tabs only entitled Equipment, Materials, and Services, which does not comply with the county's code, as the 18th Judicial Circuit Court confirmed yesterday. Items and prices were listed, but without account numbers, backup documentation, supporting explanations, or revenue or expense budgets. Additionally, we invited Clerk Kazmierek or a representative from her office to attend today's finance meeting to present her office's budget request. But yesterday we received word from the Clerk Kazmierek that no one from her office would be attending today's finance meeting, and no one did show up. So that makes her the only elected official that has refused to come before the board to present. So under the direction of Chair Conroy, myself, the finance team, Vice Chair Cahill, we'll be working to formulate an appropriate budget for these various accounting units since insufficient information was submitted by the county clerk for her budget. And let me just add something to that really quickly. There are at least 28 bills that are waiting to be approved or are gone through the county clerk's office. We're waiting, hopefully, as of yesterday, budget line transfers will start coming through. That has not happened as of yet, but we're hoping the bills will be paid sooner than later because I know our vendors and our businesses in DuPage County would like to be paid. So, moving on. I make a motion to approve FIR 012725, acceptance and appropriation of the Donated Funds Initiative Program Grant, Program Year 26 Intergovernmental Agreement. This is in the amount of $103,119 for the state's attorney's office.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Garcia.
Aye.
Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Ozog. Member Rutledge. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. And Member Galassi.
Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 013025, transfer of funding from the DuPage Animal Friends Foundation Coordinator Grant Program Year 25 to the DuPage Animal Friends Unrestricted Grant Program Year 25 in the amount of $3,903.21.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 013125, approval of employee compensation and job reclassification adjustments for animal services.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 013225, approval of revision to personnel budget for animal services.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 013325, acceptance and appropriation of the Illinois Department of Human Services Homeless Prevention Grant, Program Year 26, Intergovernmental Agreement. This is for the amount of $384,000 for community services.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 013425, correction of a Scribner's error in resolution FIR 012025 for the HUD 2024 Continuum Care Planning Grant Program Year 26, approved and adopted on August 12th, 2025, adjusting the budget lines for community services.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 013525, budget transfers 8/26/2025 in various companies and accounting units.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
I make a motion to approve FIR 013625, authorization of contract with International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 399, for Department of Community Services.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Garcia. Animal Services and Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just one item here, a motion for I'll make a motion for ASP 0003-25, which is a recommendation for the approval of a contract with Copra Trust, North America LLC, to provide veterinary and pharmaceutical medical supplies for DuPage County Animal Services period September 14th, 2025 through September 13th, 2026, for a contract total not to exceed $70,000. Is third and final option to renew.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Ozog. Member Rutledge. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. And Member Honig.
Okay, thank you, Member Krajewski. Development and Member Tornatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCR 4-25, ZSE 25-3, for a merit SWAT exercise at a county-owned clean and lean property located at 22 West 146 Hillcrest in Medina, Illinois. It's generally for not more than 2 days between August 27th and September 26th.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Tornatori.
Aye.
Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans, Member Galassi, Member Garcia, Member Heather, Member Honig, Member Krajewski, Member LaPlante, Member Ozog, Member Rutledge, and Member Schwarzy.
Member Tonatore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCO 29-25, zoning 25-3. Variation to reduce the interior side setback for a chicken coop from 25 feet to approximately 3 feet, and a variation, nice try, Sheila, and a variation to reduce the rear setback for a chicken coop from 25 feet to approximately 3 feet. This was denied by the zoning hearing officer and the development committee. If this body wishes to approve this, it will require a supermajority.
Okay, roll call, please.
Member Tornatore,
No.
Member Yu,
Nay.
Member Zay, Member Cahill, Member Childress, Member Covert, Member Desart, Member Eckhoff, Member Evans, Member Galassi, Member Garcia, Member Heather, Member Honig, Member Krajewski, Member LaPlante, Member Ozog, Member Rutledge, and Member Schwarzy.
Okay, Member Tonatore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCO 30-25, zoning 25-4, an ordinance to approve a variation to increase the height of a proposed monument sign, a variation to allow 2 signs on subject property, and a variation to increase the total permitted copy for 2 monument signs from 48 square feet to approximately 50 square feet. This is on Northwestern Marion Joy Rehabilitation Hospital.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Tornatore,
Aye.
Member Yu,
Aye.
Member Zay, Member Cahill, Member Childress, Member Covert, Member Desart, Member Eckhoff, Member Evans, Member Galassi, Member Garcia, Member Heather, Member Honig, Member Krajewski, Member LaPlante, Member Ozog, Member Rutledge, and Member Schwarzy.
Okay, Member Tonatore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCO 32-25, zoning 25-7, variation to reduce the interior side setback for a new detached garage from 9 feet to approximately 1.2 feet.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Tonatore.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Economic Development and Member Yu.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So as we heard during our proclamation presentment earlier, September is Workforce Development Month, and the federally funded workforce development programming that WorkNet DuPage provides is an investment in both the livelihood of eligible residents and their families, as well as an investment in our local economy and business community. At our August meeting, the Economic Development Committee received an update from Lisa Shabak on some of the key highlights of the recently completed program year, and those include over $2 million in grants awarded to over 300 local job seekers for in-demand occupational training programs in healthcare, advanced manufacturing, information technology, and other key industries. More than $250,000 in grants to local businesses to upskill their workforces, a 61% average wage gain for participants after completing WorkNet services, and an average wage of approximately $60,000 for WorkNet participants at service completion. So the real impact can be felt when hearing the success stories of WorkNet clients and their wonderful testimonies on how the program has improved their lives and the lives of their families. So I actually look forward to sharing some of these client stories at upcoming county board meetings to draw attention to the impact that these programs have in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Yu. Environmental and Member Rutledge.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. Gosh, this is hard. I just want to say thank you to everybody that helped me accomplish the things that I did while I was here, particularly the Environmental Committee staff people, Joy Hins, Ian Miles, Tim Harbaugh. One of the nicest compliments I've gotten is that we really move the needle here environmentally, and I will carry that for a long time. So thank you to everybody for all you did to help me move the needle. Thank you.
Thank you. Your leadership will be forever remembered. And on to Human Services and Member Schwarzy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to share with you as we wait for the House to submit their version of the federal budget, our Community Services Director, Mary Keating, shared what the potential impact could be for our community services department. There are potentially 40% of our employees, 40% of our budget could be axed based on the presidential budget, and that could actually be worse depending on the trickle down through the state. And really, the negative impact will be felt mostly by many of our residents who rely on some of these programs. That being said, I'll move on to our agenda. I will motion to approve item HSP 4325, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Kronos Inc., a UKG company, for software support services for the Kronos automated time and attendance system for the DuPage Care Center for the period of September 28, 25 through September 27, 26 for a contract total not to exceed $90,980.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Schwarzy.
Aye.
Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Ozog. And Member Rutledge.
Okay. Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move on HSP 4425, recommendation for the approval of a contract to White Construction Services, Inc. to provide final architectural and engineering design and professional construction manager at risk, guaranteed maximum price method of delivery for the modernization and upgrades of the DuPage Care Center East Building for the period August 26, 25 through November 30th, 29, for a total contract amount not to exceed $16,166,500.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Schwarzy. Okay, we're going to move on to Judicial and Public Safety, and Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on JPS CO-6-25, amendment to purchase order 7363-1 serve issued to Strikers, Inc. to increase the contract encumbrance in the amount of $75,000 for a new contract total not to exceed $240,000.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Evans.
Aye.
Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Ozog. Member Rutledge. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. And Member Eckhoff.
Okay, Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to introduce JPS P-34-25 and make a motion to amend. Should I read it? Okay, so recommendation for the approval of a county contract issued to Monterey Security Consultants, Inc. to provide security services for the Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management Security Division for the period of December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2026, for a contract total amount not to exceed $1,414,299.24. And this is with an option to renew two more years.
Okay, let's do a voice vote on the amendment. Is there a second? Sorry. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. We don't need a voice vote? Okay, we'll do a voice vote.
Okay.
Thank- Yes. Okay, so, no, you don't have to take a roll call. Oh, I'm sorry, Member Desart.
Okay, so normally when we get an amendment on something, we get a written piece of paper so we can look at it. So I was just following the conversation, so it's now changed from December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 26, not 28, that's the change. And also, what was the dollar amount change?
So basically, it looked like it's a contract for 3 years. So this is one out of the 3 years. So the contract change is $1,414,299.24.
Okay, so we're changing the year and the dollar amount. Okay, thank you, just want to make sure I
Yes.
understood before I voted.
So, and Member Evans, it's because it's going to be renewed yearly, correct? So you're.
Correct. So
Okay.
it's an option to renew. It's not.
Thank you very
It's
much.
a one-year contract with an option to renew 2 more years.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Member Covert.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a really quick question. Do we know if it's going to go up in price in the next few years? Or do we
Well,
get
if
locked in the
won't-
rate?
It won't if we have this option to renew, right?
The escalation is actually built into the contract already. So the price will increase, but it's already built in.
Okay, so let's do a roll call.
Okay.
Member Evans.
Aye.
Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Ozog. Member Rutledge. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. And Member Eckhoff.
Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to combine items 16C through 16M. These are all enabling ordinances.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, I move on JPS O-2-25, enabling ordinance, Hinsdale Point Condominium Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-3-25, enabling ordinance, Woods of Hobson Green Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-4-25, enabling ordinance, Oakbrook Towers Homeowners Association and Oakbrook Towers Townhome Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-5-25, enabling ordinance, Oakbrook Colony Condominium Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-6-25, enabling ordinance, Stratford Green Condominium Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-0-25, enabling ordinance, Waterfall Glen Condominium Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-8-25, enabling ordinance, Burr Ridge School District 180 School Board for traffic control on the Ann M. Jeans Elementary School ground roadways. And I move on JPS O-9-25, enabling ordinance, Chambord Property Owners Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-10-25, enabling ordinance, Brandywine Townhouses Improvement Association for traffic control in residential subdivision. I move on JPS O-11-25, enabling ordinance, Board of Education of Glenbard Township High School District 87 for traffic control on Glenbard South High School ground roadways. And finally, I move on JPS O-12-25, enabling ordinance, Four Lakes Condominium Association, Abbey Apartments and Tower Apartments Association for traffic control in residential subdivision.
Any discussion on all those items? Okay. Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Evans. Okay, legislative and Member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to approve LEG P 0002-25, the recommendation for the approval of a contract to Marquardt and Humes, Inc. to provide consulting services as lobbyists representing DuPage County before the Illinois General Assembly and the State Executive Branch for the period of September 15th, 2025 through September 14th, 2026 for County Board for a contract total amount not to exceed $94,500, other professional services not suitable for competitive bid.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. Member LaPlante. Member Ozog. Member Rutledge. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. And Member Covert.
Okay, Member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to approve LEG P 0003-25, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Rauchi and Sullivan Strategies, LLC, to provide consulting services as lobbyists representing DuPage County before the Illinois General Assembly and the state executive branch for the period of September 1st, 2025 through August 31st, 2026 for County Board for a contract total not to exceed $52,500, other professional services not suitable for competitive bid.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Desart. Public Works and Member Childress, Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on PWP 2425 on the recommendation for the approval of an agreement between the County of DuPage, Illinois, and Baxter and Woodman on an on-call permit and ordinance review for a period of August 26, 2025 to November 30, 2028 for a total contract amount not to exceed $90,000.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Childress?
Yes.
Member Covert? Member Desart? Member Eckhoff? Member Evans? Member Galassi? Member Garcia? Member Heather? Member Honig? Member Krajewski? Member LaPlante? Member Ozog? Member Rutledge? Member Schwarzy? Member Tornatori? Member Yu?
Aye.
Member Zay? And Member Cahill.
Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on FMP 3025 on the recommendation for the approval of a contract to Voris Mechanical, Inc. to replace the number 2 boiler burner at the power plant for facilities management for a period of August 26, 2025 through November 30, 2026 for a contract total not to exceed $1,350,445.
Leave is granted. Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on FMP 3925 on the recommendation for the approval of a contract to Stone, Inc. For the grease trap cleaning and pumping as needed for the county campus for facilities management for a period of September 1, 2025 through August 30, 2026 for a total contract amount not to exceed $72,905.
Leave is granted. Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on FMP 4025 on the recommendation for the approval of a contract to Olson Roofing Company, Inc. for roof restoration work on the auditorium at the JTK Administration Building for facilities management for a period of August 26, 2025 through April 30, 2026 for a total contract amount not to exceed $139,005.
Leave is granted. Vice Chair Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move on FMP 4325 on the recommendation for the approval of a contract to KI to furnish, deliver, and install replacement gallery seating in the courtrooms 2003, 4001, 4003, and 4010 at the Judicial Office Facility for Facilities Management for a period of August 26, 2025 through March 31, 2026 for a total contract amount not to exceed $129,722.56.
Leave is granted. Vice Chair Childress.
And finally, I'd like to move on FMCO 325 on the amendment to the county contract issued to Hume Electric, Inc. for Phase 2 installation of solar panels on the roof of the JTK Administration Building for facilities management to add additional scope of work to include new solar panels on the JTK auditorium roof, extending the contract expiration to November 30, 2026, and increasing the funding amount of $224,183, taking the original contract amount from $574,833, resulting in a final county cost of $799,016, an increase of 39%.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Vice Chair Childress. Stormwater and Member Zay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For committee update, I just wanted to thank our staff. Obviously, we had heavy rains recently. I want to thank them for their professionalism in monitoring all our facilities, and when we needed to operate them, they were there. Also wanted to thank this board and past boards for the investment in our stormwater. Obviously, we saw a lot of flooding around us, but we did not have a lot of heavy flooding in our area because our commitment to our stormwater and facilities all over the county. So, thank you.
Thank you, Member Zay. Technology and Member Covert.
Thank you, Madam Chair. No update today.
Okay, thank you. Transportation and Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chair. By way of committee update, some of you heard this at the Finance Committee meeting. Today I'm going to be asking for your approval of a $4.6 million contract towards our new maintenance facility. I want to thank Steve Travia, our Director of Transportation, for all that he has done and the staff has done, working with the fairgrounds, working on preliminary plans to get this bid out, and we will hopefully be bringing, preliminary site plans and building renderings to the Transportation Committee in the near future, and then eventually to the board. So I want to thank you all for that support, and we will be replacing a building, some of which is 65 to 70 years old. So in the public domain, a lot of things need to last 3/4 of a century or more, and that's what we'll hopefully be building for the future of DuPage. So thank you very much. Okay, going forward, I move for approval of 21-1963, Amendment to Resolution DTR 8123, issued to Mead Incorporated for the 2024-25 Traffic Signal and Streetlight Maintenance Program to increase the funding in the amount of $219,745.69, resulting in an amended contract total amount of $5,114,971.10, an increase of 4.5%.
Is there a second? Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Member Ozog.
Yes.
Member Rutledge. Member Schwarzy. Member Tornatori. Member Yu.
Aye.
Member Zay. Member Cahill. Member Childress. Member Covert. Member Desart. Member Eckhoff. Member Evans. Member Galassi. Member Garcia. Member Heather. Member Honig. Member Krajewski. And Member LaPlante.
Okay, Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of DTR 2625, awarding resolution to H&H Electric Company for LED traffic signal head replacement at various locations within DuPage County for an estimated county cost of $485,292.85 per lowest responsible bid.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Move for approval of DTR 2725, intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and York Township Road District for traffic signal repairs related to the township's 2025 road maintenance resurfacing project, no county cost.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Move for approval of DTR 2825, authorization to the Division of Transportation to redesignate funds for programs in the Hinsdale Lake Terrace neighborhood from sidewalk and lighting improvements to the pilot rideshare access program, estimated county cost $500,000.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
I move for approval of DTP 4125, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Priority Products to furnish and deliver weatherhead hydraulic fittings, hoses, and connectors for the Division of Transportation for the period November 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2026, for a contract total not to exceed $45,000, second of 3 renewals.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Thank you. I move for approval of DTP 4225, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Lakeshore Recycling Systems for disposal of solid waste for the Division of Transportation for the period October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2026, for a contract total not to exceed $55,000 per lowest responsible bid, first of 3 renewals.
Leave is granted. Member Ozog.
Thank you. And finally, I move for approval of DTP 4325, recommendation for the approval of a contract with RM Chin and Associates for professional construction engineering services for the Division of Transportation, Highway Maintenance Garage and Yard Facilities for a contract total not to exceed $4,661,460, professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process in compliance with the Illinois Local Government Professional Services Selection Act.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Ozog.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to old business, and we will start with Member Garcia, and then, okay.
Thank you so much. I wanted to go back a little bit, and I wanted to actually ask our Assistant State's Attorney, Lisa Smith, if she could read from the, regarding the clerk's office and the decision that was made yesterday, if you could read from the decision, because it's been a little bit unclear in the newspapers, and I want to make sure it's very clear to this board, and perhaps you can actually send out this language to the board in terms of, so there's clear statement from the judge. So if you could just read that out.
Sure, I won't read the entire ruling,
No,
obviously.
just the
But
part.
just a couple relevant parts that'll clear up some of the issues. Judge Chapman stated, in other words, the specific statute relied on by the clerk's office to advance its argument of only 3 buckets of appropriations is about decision-making, not budgets or appropriations or county board appropriations. Moreover, the selective reading of the county code fails to read the statutory scheme as a whole, and as a result, the clerk's office reading renders other statutes at best unintelligible. To be sure, the clerk's office cites multiple opinion letters from the Attorney General's office. However, opinion letters are not binding, do not carry the force of law, and as will be discussed later on, the relevant opinion letters do not ultimately advance the clerk's office's position. He continues, and this is to summarize. He says, to summarize our first holding, the court finds, based on both the plain language of the county code, the county board is not limited to appropriating funds to 3 categories of equipment, materials, and services. This is consistent with the reasoning articulated in the April 10th, 2023 Attorney General's Office letter. Next, the court finds, as a matter of law, that the county's requirement that elected officials with internal control of the internal operations of their office complete line item transfers. This requirement does not alter the duties or powers of the clerk's office that are imposed by law and does not otherwise violate state law.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because I mean, want to make sure that there is kind of statements coming from the clerk's office stating that the ruling was incorrect, that they're not following the Attorney General's, but that was clearly stated in that opinion by the judge that that is not the correct.
The court did address those Attorney General opinions, yes.
Correct. Thank you so much. And I also wanted to add something else to the bill issue. Something I'm hearing from our finance department, because again, this has been a lot of work for the finance department, has been mentioned over and over again, and for our state's attorneys and everything, but there is a little bit of a lag time between when we're getting the bills and when they're being, okay, so the invoice dates, like for instance, I've got all the bills that are due right here. We've got invoices that have been turned in, like, let's say on 6/1, that's for poll paths to get the data activation. But they're not created by either the county clerk or the deputy county clerk until 7/11. It's a month and a half before they're actually put into the finance department. So that's just a lag time of that bill even getting paid. So we're getting close to where we're going to be cited for the Prompt Payment Act. And so we need to be really cognizant that there's a lot of issues going on there, and this is one of the major ones. And again, as I said in the beginning, I'm hoping that these bills can get paid. Our vendors deserve that. We need to keep our elections going. We need to keep our vendors paid and all of their businesses going. And so this is just something I'm very frustrated about, as you can tell. So thank you.
Thank you. Member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to honor the anniversary of women gaining the right to vote in the United States. The ratification of the 19th Amendment actually occurred on August 18th, 1920, and was officially certified on August 26th, 1920, so it was 105 years ago today. Thank you.
Okay, Members A.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, we want to talk about Keith. I'll try not to. It's hard to believe I do have friends outside of the county. It's hard to believe I have friends.
Thank you, Keith, for filling that role.
I have been. I want to remind the county of probably the worst decision they ever made was by not hiring Keith on the first time around. Staff was infatuated with three little letters called FBI. Keith, a retired Elk Grove commander, they decided not to go with Keith, and that person that we hired lasted, I think, less than 3 months. I got a call from Tom Kuklich asking would Keith please come back and consider about taking the position. And I think we are all lucky that he did come back and do that. We have some pictures. Keith and I are lucky enough to have met. Keith's a neighbor. We met through our sons. We coached basketball and baseball together. Our families have traveled from Myrtle Beach to Kentucky to Ohio, Michigan, and probably that faithful rainy weekend to the Wisconsin Dells, where hopefully the statute of limitations has gone by then. You can see our sons were little at that time. Now they're both 21 and in college. So again, we're so lucky to have Keith here. You know, when you talk about professionalism and somebody about security, as the chair had said, Keith is that. He was committed to the job here. He did such a great job. I'm going to miss seeing him. It's not like I like some of you, but I like Keith a lot more. So I always got to talk to Keith on Tuesdays. But again, I'm sad that he's going, but I'm happy for Keith and his wife, Lisa. I don't know what you're going to do with him, Lisa, but you'll figure that out. But if anybody deserves a retirement, it's Keith. Years as a police officer, and then years here will add years to anybody's life. But again, Keith, thank you so much. And we're gonna miss you, but you live around the corner, so hopefully we'll see you walking the dog and doing other stuff, and I'll still see you. So thank you, Keith.
Okay, Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. Two parts. Number one, Keith, I was going to thank you as well. You know, I've been on the board for 4.5 years, and you have been nothing but respectful and kind, and love the fact that we live in the same town, and I hope to see you around. So thank you for all you've done. And Sheila, just look, you know, I remember meeting you, I think it was 2 days after, you know, your husband passed away. You were out on the campaign trail, believe it or not, because you had to be. And you know, you've been a mentor to me. You've been a leader on this board, and mostly you've been a friend. I know everyone on this board will miss you. I will miss you, but most of all, the residents that you serve will miss you. So thank you very much.
Member Covert.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to recognize Keith. Thank you so much. I've known you since 2018, since I got here. I'm sorry. Since I was here 2018, and you have been amazing. I would make small talk with you in the hallway, and you protected all of us, and you were a great person to have around, and I'm going to miss you, and I'm sure we're all going to miss you. So thank you for everything you've done for us, and I will always remember our good conversations and the advice that you had, life advice. So thank you so much. We are going to miss you, and I hope you visit us often. And then with that, sorry, I had to say something to Sheila as well. Sheila, I was with you. We were together on the campaign trail before 2018, and I remember your husband. I remember an event that we went to at a bar or a tavern. It was primary night, that's right. So I still remember that, and always will. Your husband was wonderful. And, you know, ever since 2018, you've been a friend to me, a mentor. I remember calling you up randomly. You'd always just pick up the phone call, and we'd talk about things, and you gave me advice, and I really appreciate that, and I value our friendship. And I know you're not going to be here, but I know I'm going to see you outside of county board. But I will make sure to protect your chickens here, okay? You're welcome.
Member Ozog.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Keith, we'll miss you, and we certainly hope you will come back and say hello once in a while. And as for Member Rutledge, I just think it's delightful that there was a chicken vote today, even though it did not go the petitioner's way. They were asking for a lot, so unfortunately that didn't go through. But I want to thank you. You've done a great job, but this is actually so long, not goodbye. So we will see you around. Thank you.
Okay, Member Honig.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I just wanted to say thank you to Keith. You know, I'm very new on this board, but something that really sticks out to me that just really exemplifies his character is just he makes it a point to say hi to everyone and to really make you feel seen. You know, he's someone that obviously is always looking around as a security guy, but he really made me feel in my 9, short months here so far, it made me feel safe. It made me feel that, he valued, everyone here, his job, and the people around him. And I just want to say thank you so much for your years of service. And to Sheila, I've known Sheila for a really long time, well before I was on this board, and she actually took professional pictures of me, and she's been a really huge mentor for me, and even her work with NACO. I mean, you really put your heart and soul into everything you've done here, and I just want to thank you. And third and last quick thing, me and my colleagues last week, or a week and a half ago, we visited the People's Resource Center and the Yorkfield Food Pantry, and during our visit, we observed the important role that the Conservation Foundation plays in supplying fresh vegetables to a few of our food pantries, and that serves numerous families weekly across DuPage County. We also had the opportunity to hear from leaders of the nonprofit organizations and who shared that the demand for food assistance is continuing to grow, and the strain that it puts on an already strenuous operation with the amount of need. And with the future that is uncertain regarding the federal government, I'm proud as a board that we are supporting our partners that are crucial in getting food on the table to DuPage County residents. As the need grows, I hope that we continue, and I know we will continue to support our partners at our food pantries and what have you. So that's all I have. Thank you, Chair.
Member Heather.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Keith, although we have not taken any family vacations together like other board members, we will still miss you, and thank you for all that you have done for the county. Again, short 9 months, but I've really enjoyed working with you, and thank you for your service. Thank you for your leadership in the county. That being said, Member Rutledge, you always reminded me to stay standing between the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. I always want to sit down, and she would say, keep standing up, keep standing up. So I will remember that, and I keep standing up today. I did not falter, I kept standing up. So you have trained me well. And I also want to acknowledge your leadership and your vision as the Environmental Committee Chair. You have done a lot for us. You have worked hard to make sure we keep our air, land, and water safe for our children, and I applaud you for that, and I have big shoes to fill, and I hope I can make you proud, but you're not done. You will still have to take my phone calls and guide us through all of this. So thank you for all the help. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, Member Cahill.
Thank you. I wanted to say thank you to Keith too. I didn't want to let this go by because I am one of the people that loses their every once in a while, and he doesn't say anything about it. He just gets me a new one before I know it. So thank you very much. You've been wonderful, and I appreciate all you've done for the county to keep us safe. And I also wanted to wish Member Rutledge well on her new position, and I have to say this county was very well served with 2 Cahills on the board, and now one is leaving. So good luck to you in your new position.
Okay, anybody in new business? Okay, Member Covert.
Thank you. I have a lot to say today. I just wanted to, well, first of all, Chair Conroy, I wanted to thank you for these wonderful awards that you put on our desks over here. They're very lovely, so thank you for that. And then, and to the health department and everybody who is phenomenal in building this crisis recovery center. It's amazing. And then the next thing I wanted to announce was there's a message from Ashfaq Sayed, who's the secretary of the steering committee of the Islamic Society of North America Steering Committee. They invite all of you and the public, everybody, to their 62nd annual ISNA convention this Labor Day weekend, August 29th through September 1st at the Donald Stevens Convention Center. This annual gathering brings together hundreds of scholars, leaders, organizations, and attendees from across the country to learn, exchange ideas, network, and develop strategies that strengthen the Muslim community. There's Grand Bazaar with over 550 booths and countless networking opportunities, special events, feature art exhibits, basketball tournament, much more. It's a huge convention. I've been to it when as a kid, and it is pretty amazing, and I can't believe they're going for 62 years. But we had a lot of elected officials. We have a lot of elected officials come every year, so we invite everybody to continue building a stronger, more vibrant, and inclusive community.
Wonderful. Okay, Member Rutledge.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. I didn't, well, first of all, good luck to you guys. I got a pretty big head right about now, so you're gonna have to deal with me for a little bit. And I'll join in to you, Keith. Best of luck in your retirement. I would have said that under old business, but I want all of you to join me in wishing our chair a happy birthday today. And so I didn't want to do that under old business. I thought it had to come under new business.
I sincerely appreciate that.
Happy birthday, Chair.
Thank you. Okay, Member Heather.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, I'll continue with what Member Rutledge said. I wish you a very happy birthday, and I seek your permission in approaching you with a pie cake to celebrate your birthday.
Thank you.
May I?
Yes. Check with Keith. Of course. Very kind. Thank you so much. That was incredibly kind. Member Ozak. Well, thank you for also not doing that in old business. Anybody else? Okay. Whoops, I gotta hang on. Okay, I'm informed we do not have matters before us requiring us to enter into executive session, although we do have a presentation. So please welcome DuPage County Ethics Advisor Dan Hanlon, who will be leading our ethics training.
Where'd it go? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
If we did the ethics training online, just like a week or two
You're
ago,
excused from this if it's online, yeah.
I can't hear you.
It's either or, so if you want to take it online, you can certainly take it.
Oh, I already did. Okay,
Then
thank you.
you're good to go.
Okay, members A.
That's part of the training.
Passing it, or you just have to take it?
You just have to sit there.
Okay.
Thank God there's no grading of this, members A. Okay, go ahead, Dan.
Thank you. A little thrown off. Normally half of you leave because the meeting's over, but I'm glad it's a part of the meeting now. Again, I'm Dan Hanlon. I'm your ethics advisor. John Demling has presented in the past at the beginning, so his name's on there. But basically, as you know, you're all required to take ethics training at least once a year. Some of you do it online. This is going to be a little quicker than years past, so it's going to be a little different. Not at the beginning because, unfortunately, the ordinance hasn't changed, or fortunately. But I'll go through this as quick as I can and get you out of here. It should be a little shorter than years past, though. So who's responsible for ethics compliance? You've got the chairman of the Ethics Commission, who is John Demling, retired judge. Members of the Ethics Commission are currently E.F. Todd Benson, Susan Cahalan, Ted Donner, and there is one vacancy currently. The ethics investigator also is vacant. But I am here. I've been here for, it's got to be going on 12 years or more that I've been honored to serve as your ethics advisor. But I'll go through the roles of each of the other entities quickly. Ethics Commission, they meet to discuss ethics-related issues. They do this quarterly. Sometimes there aren't meetings because there really is no business to discuss because it's a very ethical county. They conduct evidentiary hearings on formal complaints brought by the Investigator General. I can tell you in the entire existence of the Ethics Commission, this has never happened. There's never been a formal complaint that has gone all the way to hearing, so there's never been a hearing. They have conducted fake hearings, so they're ready if one comes up. They rule on complaints brought by the IG, again, never an issue. They can issue recommendations or disciplinary action, and they can impose fines up to $5,000. Then we have the Investigator General. Greg Vasey was in that role. He recently resigned from that role. But what the Investigator General does is that accepts, evaluates, and investigates complaints of alleged violations of the ethics ordinance. I know Greg and previous Investigator Generals would get numerous complaints, some of which really had nothing to do with the county. He would be able to get rid of those right away, but others he would have to review and evaluate. He provides the Ethics Commission with a status report every 30 days. An investigation is pending. He provides written notice of allegations and rights to the accused. He presents formal complaints to the Ethics Commission. Again, this has never, as far as I know, been an issue. And he presents evidence of alleged violations at a formal hearing if one were to ever occur. The complaint procedures. If a complaint is directed to the IG, it's got to be in writing. If he does get a call or something along those lines, he will direct them to, or she will direct them to issue or to file a formal complaint in writing. The IG would then review the complaint and determine if the person accused of the violation is subject to the ordinance. Again, a lot of times they aren't subject to the ordinance, and they review whether the acts or acts complained of are covered by the ordinance. Sometimes they have nothing to do with ethics. So they are able to be denied right away or dismissed right away. The IG can assist the complainant in filing a complaint with a proper agency. So if it is one of those complaints that might have some merit but has nothing to do with DuPage County, for example, the IG could direct them as to who they may want to file that complaint with. If the IG can't proceed with an investigation, the IG must inform the complainant, the respondent, and the ultimate jurisdictional authority of the respondent of the existence of the complaint. That's essentially the respondent's boss. All right, complaint procedures. The IG would conduct a preliminary investigation to determine whether a reasonable cause exists to believe a violation occurred. The IG can compel testimony through subpoena powers if the IG determines it's necessary. The IG prepares a written summary report for the Ethics Commission, the respondent, the complainant, and the UJA indicating the results of his or her inquiry. If the IG believes reasonable cause exists that an ethics violation has occurred, he or she may petition the commission for leave to file a formal complaint. Again, this has never happened in the history of the Ethics Commission. The commission may then deny the petition and end the inquiry, or authorize the petition and set a hearing within 6 weeks. So what is my role? I provide guidance to any person subject to the ordinance, such as all of you. I provide written opinions when requested or required. There are instances, for example, with a conflict of interest where I may have to provide a written opinion, which is actually something that protects you. I assist in preparing materials and information to help guide those subject to the ethics ordinance. I track and monitor compliance with the ethics training required under the ordinance, and I prepare and conduct ethics training such as this exciting event. What does the ordinance cover? There are a few topics, gift ban, and we're going to go through each of these briefly, and then I'll have a sort of a scenario at the end where I kind of touch on questions of each of these, different from years past. So these are the areas it covers: gift ban, political contributions, prohibited political activity, conflicts of interest, disregarding the ordinance, and retaliation. So starting with gift ban, essentially no person subject to the ordinance may accept a gift from a prohibited source. A prohibited source generally is anyone who does business with the county, for all of you. Prohibited gifts usually do not include gifts from friends, relatives, education or travel expenses related to your official position, or items with a cumulative total value of less than $100 in any calendar year. That amount is set by state statute, and the county essentially mirrors that state statute. There's another list. There's a full list of exceptions in the ordinance if you want to look at that. It also does not include food or drink that costs less than $75 per calendar day. The caveat to that is it has to be consumed on the premises you're at. You can't have a sip of wine and then take the bottle home with you, things like that. So what's the value of the gift? That's a question I get often from individuals throughout the county. We also cover Aurora based on an intergovernmental agreement, so this is a topic that comes up there as well. The ordinance does not define value. It doesn't really offer direction on how or whether it can be determined either. Sometimes value is easy to determine if it's something with a face value ticket that the price doesn't fluctuate on, it's easy to determine that value. If it comes with a receipt, it's easy to determine that value. But if it's something like a sports ticket that can go up and down depending on the success or failure of the team, things like that, it's harder to determine the market value. When in doubt, it's always probably a good idea just to return or not accept the gift. You want to always, the underlying theme of ethics is always wanting to know or wanting to be in a position where you can defend your position and not have to worry about what other people say or think about you. Political contributions. Campaign contributions may not be solicited, offered, or accepted on public property. Procurement must request a listing of campaign contributions to county officers from any vendor with more than $25,000 in county contracts, and the ordinance also requires compliance with Section 9-8.5 of the Election Code. Those limitations for anyone interested often fluctuate. As of 2025, the Election Code provides that the limit is $7,300 from an individual. That does not include self-funded and immediate family. $14,600 from a corporation, labor organization, or association. $72,800 from a candidate political committee or a political action committee. And there is no limit if you self-fund the race. There it is. Okay, prohibited political activity. In general, employees are prohibited from engaging in certain political activity during compensated time. Most political activity is going to include fundraising activities, meeting planning, electioneering. No person may require or reward an employee's participation in political activity, and obviously no person can punish an employee for not participating in political activity. No person subject to the ordinance can use public property or any resources in connection with prohibited political activity. And again, as stated earlier, there is no solicitation or acceptance of donations or contributions on public property. Next topic under the ordinance is conflicts of interest. Conflict exists whenever essentially your official action could result in the personal advantage or disadvantage to the interested person. You must avoid conflicts of interest. You do this by disclosing any financial interests, future employment offers, prior employment relationships, and the use of inside information is also prohibited. So if you believe you might have a conflict, and this is something that happens all the time, you have to notify me in writing. If you give me a call, I will probably tell you to send me an email. Email's enough, just so I have a record of it and I can keep that. I then will provide you a written opinion. You can keep that. I've told you all this before. Those of you who have sat through this before, I'm your attorney. Anything you say to me is protected by attorney-client privilege. You can certainly disclose that opinion to somebody if asked or if you want to, but I don't do it unless you ask me to. If I determine a conflict exists, you must abstain from discussion and deliberation and may not vote on any contract with the person or entity involved in the conflict. My opinion will advise you as to how to act. It's going to have instructions as to what you should do to make it clear that you are not in violation of the ethics ordinance. There's a couple other general catch-alls. You can't interfere with an investigation. You have to cooperate. If, for example, the IG sends you a subpoena or asks you to testify, you have to cooperate with that. You certainly cannot lie. That would be a violation of the ethics ordinance, and there is no retaliation against whistleblowers. Now, in years past, we go through a little question and answer. What I try to do this year is create an overriding hypothetical fact scenario, so I don't have to read different fact scenarios. I know Mr. Zay has an issue keeping up with some of those things. He generally doesn't get the answers right. But in this case, developer A frequently is before the county board seeking approval of various building and or zoning related applications. Due to developer A's applications frequently appearing on your meeting agendas, over the years, you have become somewhat friendly with developer A's president, John. You have John's phone number stored in your cell phone, but any contact between you is generally has to do with the application they may have coming forward, where John is essentially lobbying you to vote in favor of developer A. You're aware that developer A has an application that you will have to vote on at your next meeting. You are currently running for elected office. You and John are also uncompensated members of a charitable foundation board entitled NFP, which was founded by and partially financed by developer A. So I'm going to give you some fact scenarios or some hypothetical scenarios, and based on these facts, you're going to sort of shout out answers to me or however you want to do it. The first is going to be under the gift band section. So in this case, John sends you a text wherein he asks you and your spouse to join him and his spouse for a round of golf at Arrowhead Golf Course. When you arrive, John and his wife are already on the driving range. When you go in to pay your green fee, you're advised that John has already covered your fee and your wife's fee. The green fees for a round per person are $85. What do you do in this case? So, option A is to walk out, thank John and his wife for picking up your tab, and proceed to hit a ground ball off the first tee. Option B, walk out and explain to John that while you're thankful for his generosity, it would be a violation of the ethics ordinance for you to accept this green fee. C, you inform the pro shop attendant that you want to pay John's generosity forward, and you pay for the next twosome that walks through the door. Or D, you walk out, thank John and his wife, and tell them that the next time you play together, the green fees are on you, then proceed to slice your shot onto the road. A, B, C, or D? B? That's not an option. A, B, C, or D? I hear a lot of B's. I'm trying to make this a little easier this year. So far everybody's doing pretty good. It is B. It is a violation of the ethics ordinance to accept these green fees because one, John is clearly a prohibited source. Two, the value of the gift, while $85 would be fine for you, but that also includes a family member. So that puts it up to, if my math is right, $170, which would be clearly in excess of the yearly $100 calendar limit. There we go. I think I covered all those points. Following up on that question, now that you know John's gift violated the ethics ordinance, what should you do since John has already paid those green fees? A, you can ask John to accompany you back into the pro shop so he can obtain a refund and you then pay your green fees. B, you immediately pay John the money he spent on you and your spouse. C, you donate an amount equal to a qualifying 501c3 charity. Or D? I hear A, I hear D. A's. It's D. Generally, there's a few things you can do, one of which is not accept the gift. So if you simply tell him right away, John, I can't accept your gift, go back in and get a refund, or here's the money, you didn't accept this gift, okay? So that wouldn't be a violation of the ordinance. The other thing you can do is donate to a charity, 501c3. I've always advised you in the past that if you go that route, keep the receipt, okay? Staple it to your scorecard. Do something to make sure you can tie that receipt to John's purchase of those green fees. I suggest paying the whole amount rather than subtracting the $100 calendar year from that, because that could get a little confusing. But yeah, essentially those are your options. All right. I think we talked about this already. If it was less than $100 between the two of you, you would be okay unless he's already given you an amount or a gift earlier in the year. That has to be totaled on, and it's a calendar year. While you're on the course for John to buy you drinks from the beverage cart, that would be okay, but it has to be less than $75, and that's going to include the amount that would be spent on your spouse. If John were a close friend, that would be okay for John to buy your green fees, but there are factors to consider. For example, do you give gifts to each other on a regular basis? Have you bought each other's green fees in the past? Has John bought these gifts for other board members that he's not friends with? That's where it becomes it's no longer a gift from a friend. Did you find out if John took a tax deduction for it on his business expenses? That becomes an issue. And again, you're not going to learn that till later, but if you do, that's where you do the 501c3 donation. Okay, next scenario, and this relates to the donations. During a break in a board meeting, while in the hallway and after a vote you had on Developer A's application, John approaches you to thank you for your vote, and you hand him a flyer for the upcoming fundraiser of a mutual friend and current county board member running for elected office, and tell him you would love to see him there. Have you violated the ethics ordinance? A, no you haven't. Section 2475 allows for solicitation of private donations, and you made it clear this was being solicited on behalf of a fellow member's political fundraiser, not as part of your duties as a board member. No, you haven't violated. B, you haven't violated. You consider your fellow member's campaign to be hopeless and view this as a solicitation for a charitable contribution. C, you have violated. It is a violation of the ordinance to solicit a campaign contribution on public property. Or D, you have violated because it's a violation of the ethics ordinance to solicit campaign contributions while performing your duties as a member. C? Well, D is not necessarily it. You're always on duty. If you were an employee, that would be different. You're always elected officials. It's easier if you were just an employee on a salary or more easily an hourly employee where you know when you're on duty. Then you can't perform political activities while on duty. But as elected officials, it's different for you. So that actually was carved out of the ordinance years and years ago, where elected officials would say while compensated time. That's just hard to figure out. Mr. Zay, for example, works, what, 3 hours a year? So yeah, it's public property is where the issue becomes here. Public property is not public property, though, when it's rented for a private function. So if there's a political event, for example, at Arrowhead, which is public property, that is a place you can solicit campaign contributions. All right, I think I went through all of these explanations. Yes. Next one, conflict of interest scenario. During your monthly meeting at the NFP board, at the NFP board, it was decided that the NFP would apply for grant money through the county's small agency grant program. I did some internet research when I did this the other day. I found out the existence of this. The NFP is located in your district, so you, along with other board members in your district, will be tasked with reviewing and recommending approval of the application. The NFP board tasks you with preparing and submitting the grant application to the county and with persuading your fellow district board members to recommend same. Are you allowed to prepare, submit, and advocate a grant application on behalf of the NFP? So we got some answers here. Yes, you can do it. You are allowed to take any action in furtherance of an application submitted on behalf of a not-for-profit organization. No, as a board member, there is absolutely no activity you can perform on behalf of a not-for-profit organization. Yes, you can do it because you do not personally stand to gain financially. There is no conflict of interest, and you can advocate for the NFP. No, you can't do it because authoring, signing, submitting, and/or advocating for an application are violations of the ethics ordinance. I hear a lot of silence here. I hear C, D. I hear A. I think I heard a B, so there's one of everything. Oh, where'd it go? Advocating for an application are violations of the ethics ordinance. There is a limited exception to that, and it's when you are appointed by the county board to the NFP and it's a non-compensated position. That's the only time in that instance where you are able to advocate for the NFP. But it's got to be non-compensated, it's got to be a county board appointment. Okay? And that's essentially what this says. I do have a lengthy memo on this if anybody wants me to send it to them. But that's effectively what all this says. This is not only county law, but it's state law that prohibits this. It's the Public Officers Prohibited Activities Act. But again, in Section 3, there are exceptions, and the one exception is appointed by the county board for no compensation on that board. Okay. Just generally, this is the last slide. Just because it's not specifically prohibited in the ordinance doesn't mean you're allowed to do it. You know, common sense is a big thing in ethics. If you have any questions ever, give me a call, give me a text, give me an email. I try to respond as quick as I can. If I don't follow up that day, text me again. It's the bare minimum, the ethics ordinance. And always consider your actions how they're going to be viewed by the general public. Do I want to see my name in the paper with this attached to this instance? The answer is no, don't do it. Any questions? Yes.
Member
just have
Colbert.
kind of a timely question, because, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, Member Evans and Member Colbert.
So I think, I would imagine a lot of us on the county board were invited to like a software conference for a software company that we use, but they're giving us free tickets. I just deleted the email. But hypothetically speaking, I feel like a lot of software conferences invite county board or county staff and give a complimentary ticket. Is that a violation?
That could be an exception. Travel expenses, educational expenses related to the position are an exception to it. So it really depends. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Is it in Las Vegas? Did they give you plane tickets to Las Vegas for a month when they're, or for a week trip and they're putting you up in a hotel when the conference is a day and your portion of it's only 20 minutes?
But is the conference itself, like if the conference is like $5,000, and they're saying, oh, well, you can come to the conference for free, is that considered educational?
It could be. And again, the other factor that goes into it is, was it approved by the county board? Are you asked to go by the county board, or for employees of the county, did your boss ask you to go? Those are factors that go into it.
Okay.
So it could be an exception to it.
Yeah, I feel like it's like software vendors reaching out to people, so that's what's got me kind of curious.
Yeah, it could be an exception to it.
Okay, thank you.
Member Colbert.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the lawyers back here, CLE credit today?
I believe, Lisa, did we get that worked out? It's being processed. I can tell you I no longer get credit for this.
Yeah, 1.0.
Well, I think I think we hit the point where we're past 1 hour, we get 1 hour.
And then also a quick question on honorariums. If we can receive honorariums in our positions, and how much?
I believe honorarium is specifically listed as a gift under the Gift Ban Act.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So we go back to the calendar year.
Under
and whether
75.
they're a prohibited source. A lot of times, they're not prohibited sources. I got a question recently about a not-for-profit that has nothing to do with the county. It's not a prohibited source. So that's one of the factors.
Okay.
Okay.
We're done.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Dan.
You've complied for the year.
Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn this meeting. All in favor? This meeting is adjourned till Tuesday, September 9th, 2025 at 10 a.m.